are averse to the topics of transcendence and thus ignorant of the purpose of the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, are pitied by the pitiable. I also pity them because I see how their duration of life is spoiled by eternal time while they involve themselves in the presentations of philosophical speculation, theoretical ultimate goals of life, and different modes of ritual. According to the modes of material nature, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. According to the modes of material nature, there are three kinds of relationships between human beings and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are in the modes of ignorance and passion are averse to the existence of God, or else they formally accept the existence of God in the capacity of an order supplier. Above them, who are those who are in the mode of goodness. This second class of men believe the Supreme Brahman to be impersonal. They accept the cult of bhakti in which hearing of Krishna Katha is the first item as a means and not the end. Above them are those who are pure devotees. They are situated in the transcendental stage above the mode of material goodness. Such persons are decidedly convinced that the name, form, fame, qualities, etc. of the personality of Godhead are non-different from one another on the absolute plane. For them, hearing of the topics of Krishna is equal to meeting with him face to face. According to this class of men who are situated in pure devotional service to the Lord, the highest goal of life is Purushartha, devotional service to the Lord, the real mission of life. The impersonalists, because they engage in mental speculation and have no faith in the personality of Godhead, have no business hearing the topics of Krishna. Such persons are pitiable for the first-class pure devotees of the Lord. The pitiable impersonalists pity those who are influenced by the modes of ignorance and passion. But the pure devotees of the Lord take pity on both of them, because both waste their most valuable time in the human form of life in false pursuits, namely sense enjoyment and mental speculative presentations of different theories and goals of life. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri YutapadaKamalam Shri Kurom Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamritamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for being here. A very good morning to everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. It's so good to see all your names here present with me. Thank you all for joining. So today we are discussing a little bit about the questions Vidura asks Maitreya, and this is part of a discussion, a long discussion they're having regarding the topics of Lord Krishna's pastimes. And here Vidura is speaking to Maitreya and expressing his feelings of lamentation towards those people um, who he feels are not able to find the goal of the Mahabharata, which he sees as the Bhagavad Gita. So Vidura was a main character in the Mahabharata, and so we can see if he is saying that, thus ignorant of the purpose of the Mahabharata, those people are pitied by the pitiable. We can see that whatever Vidura is saying is holds very deep substance, because he was a main character in the Mahabharata. So he knows the purpose of the Mahabharata being the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna giving the importance of devotional service through the Gita. So Vidura is mentioning that these people, there's these three different classes of people. There is the pure devotees, there is those affected in the mode of goodness, and those affected in the mode of passion and ignorance. He groups these people into three different categories. Pure devotees. Pure devotees are convinced that the name, form, fame, qualities of the personality of Godhead are non-different from one another on the absolute plane. So pure devotees, like Vidura and Maitreya themselves, they are convinced that all the qualities of God are non-different from God himself. And when I was reading this, I felt that this is a very difficult thing for someone to realize. So this is why we consider them to be pure devotees. How many multiple rounds of several rounds of millions of rounds of japa I have chanted without feeling convinced that Krishna's name is the same as Krishna himself. I know it theoretically, but have I felt it? Have I felt it in my heart? Srila Prabhupada uses the word decidedly convinced that the name of the Lord is non-different from Krishna himself. And he says that they are non-different on the absolute plane. So many things are relative in this world. And so for Srila Prabhupada to use the word absolute, he's saying that no matter what, this truth that Krishna's name and Krishna are non-different, that they are absolute compared to all the relative things in this world. Krishna's name will be non-different from Krishna. The second type of relationship with God one can have are those humans that are in the mode of goodness. So these devotees are impersonalists, and they believe that the Supreme Brahman is impersonal. They accept the cult of bhakti. So they are devotees. These impersonalists, they are devotees, and they hear Krishna Katha, but they do not accept it to be a means. They only accept it to be means, not the end. So through chanting their rounds, through meditation and different practices, these devotees hope to get something. And I think this can be a struggle for devotees as well, where we chant in hopes for something, in hopes for peace, in hopes for happiness, in hopes for Krishna consciousness. But here, what Srila Prabhupada is saying is that Krishna Katha, speaking Krishna's name, speaking about Krishna, are a means and the end, because Krishna and Krishna's name are absolute. The third type of relationship, and I find it very interesting that these are all relationships one can have with God. So it's not just that Krishna has a relationship only with the devotees or only with the pure devotees. He has relationships with those who are impersonalists, those who are trying to be pure devotees, those who are moving from the stage of passion or ignorance towards goodness, or those who are just absolutely averse to his existence. Krishna has a relationship with everyone. And I think that is so beautiful. So I think it's a reminder that we shouldn't be disturbed that we feel there's so much work to be done, because our relationship with God is never broken. It's always there. It just needs a little bit of work. Just like there are so many relationships we have in this world, but they might need some work. They might need us to spend more quality time with that person. Similarly, we all have a relationship with God. Those in the mode of passion or ignorance, those in the mode of goodness, those who are pure devotees, we all have a relationship with Krishna. It just needs a little bit of work. So the third type of relationship with God is those who are in the mode of passion or ignorance. They're averse to the existence of God, so they do not believe in a God, or they make up different theories to show that perhaps God doesn't exist. These kind of theories and things like that fall into this category. Or else they formally accept the existence of God in the capacity of an order supplier. So there's so many different layers to this, right? Here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that those who accept the existence of God in the capacity of an order supplier. So, Krishna, if I do this for you, will you please do this for me? If they see Krishna like that, then we consider them to be in the mode of passion or ignorance. And of course, we may fluctuate between these different things. Sometimes we might be in the mode of goodness. Sometimes we might be in the mode of passion. So it's all about how we work in our relationship with Krishna. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this word over here, this particular phrase over here, pitied by the pitiable. I thought that was I thought that particular phrase really really pulls together what Vidura is speaking about in this verse, is that pity has a very difficult and different connotation in this world. But the way we understand it from reading the songs of the Vaishnava Acharyas is that Vidura has no ill intentions in his heart. I mean, he stayed with Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana for so many years, even though they blasphemed him so much, they hurt his feelings so much. Still, he stayed with them to hopefully teach them what was right and wrong. So we know that Vidura has no ill intentions in his heart by using the word pitied by the pitiable. But he is implying that he does lament for those people who have not realized that devotional service is the perfection of life. And I wanted to talk about a few songs that also capture this feeling of our Vaishnava Acharyas. There's a specific subset of prayers in our Vaishnava canon of songs just dedicated to prayers of lamentation on the part of the artist singing, or prayers of lamentation for those the devotee laments for. Yeah, so pity has a very difficult connotation, but we can understand that devotees are always trying to uplift other people, and they see the suffering of the world, and they want to do something about it. And they realize that devotional service will bring peace to the world, and they lament that other people are not joining them. So let's start with Hari Hari Bifale. This is by our prolific poet, devotee, teacher, Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur was an incredible poet with so many prolific work. He worked from a place of deep lamentation, of just missing the association of Lord Chaitanya and his associates. So whatever songs he writes come from a place of deep love and deep feeling. So here he sings, Hari Hari Bifale Janama Gonainu. Hari Hari Bifale Janama Gonainu. Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Nabajiya Janiya Suniya Bishakhainu. He sings, O Lord Hari, I have spent my life uselessly, having obtained a human birth, and having not worshipped Radha and Krishna, I have knowingly drunk poison. So here, what a powerful statement, first of all. Narottam Das Thakur is making. I have spent my life uselessly. This is such a great poet. This is such a great poet. Such a great devotee also. He's saying, I have spent my life uselessly, having obtained a human birth and not worshipped Radha and Krishna. I have knowingly drunk poison. So through this particular song, Narottam Das Thakur is explaining to us that not worshipping Radha and Krishna, not taking to spiritual life, being the goal of life, he feels equal to drinking poison. Let's see another song. This is by Govinda Dasa Kaviraja. Very famous song, Bhajahu Re Mana. I'll sing it for a little bit. Bhajahu Re Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhayachara Naravinda Re. Bhajahu Re Mana Shri Nanda Nandana Abhayachara Naravinda Re. Durlabhamanava Janama Sata Sange Taraha E Bhava Sindhure. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which makes one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. So this is a point a lot of our Vaishnavacharyas make, is that the human form of life is the rarest form of life. And it is an opportunity for us to make the most out of life. And when we just look outside and we see what other animals go through and how mundane their lives can be, it's really a wake-up call that we have this opportunity. We have some limited amount of time. Let's do something about it. Let's associate with saintly people. Let's worship Radha and Krishna, and let's cross over this ocean of worldly existence. The final song I have listed here is by our most beloved Bhakti Vinod Thakur, the Udilo Aruna Kirtan song. And it's perfect for this time because it is just at the break of dawn where this song is sung during kirtan or nagar sankirtan to encourage people. I imagine being sung in parts of Bengal, right in the right at dawn, for calling everyone from their homes to engage in kirtan. It's one of my favorite songs. So I will sing a little bit for you from number 4. E mana durlabha manav deho paya ki koro bhavana keho ebe na bajile yashoda suta charama pori belaje. You have achieved such a rare human body, but you do not care for this gift. You remain not serving the darling of Yashoda and slowly fall through your last moments to death. So here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, you have achieved such a rare human body. This human body is so rare, like we discussed. We do not care for this gift. We do not serve the darling of Yashoda, Sri Krishna, and we slowly fall towards death. So these are a few different songs, and there's so many songs of this type where the devotee simply calls other people, please join me. I have such good news. Please join me in worshiping Lord Krishna. So this is also a point we had made earlier. There are 2 different schools of thought. One, life is short, versus human life is short. So life is short, the first school of thought, I'm sure many of you have heard of so many different goals of life, such as one goal of life could be to enjoy the fullest, which is enjoy it to the fullest because it's so short. Life is precious that way. Versus human life is short. This human life is so short, but it holds so much value in it. There is so much we can do in human life, and the main thing being refining our consciousness through the practice of bhakti, disciplining ourselves, and making the most of our life by simplifying our life. And I think this is such a powerful point, because we live in such different worlds, right? On one side, in the material world, life is so short. So let's just live every moment like it's your last, versus human life, where yes, we live every moment like it's our last. There are so many beautiful prayers by different devotees, like King Kulasekara, where they talk about how human life is short, and they wish to live it just like it was their last breath before they go back to Krishna. So we went over this. I hope you all paid attention a little bit to this. The 3 types of relationships we have with God. We have first the pure devotees. They're convinced the name, form, qualities of God are non-different from God themselves. Those in the mode of goodness, they believe the Supreme Brahman to be impersonal. They accept Krishna Katha as a means and not the end. And for those in the mode of passion or ignorance, they formally accept the existence of God, but in the capacity of order suppliers. I hope that you paid attention. I have just a few questions, multiple choice questions, that I want to ask of you. And you can write in the chat if you know the answer. And we'll see if you're right or wrong, okay? Just to see if you've been paying attention, okay? No problem if you haven't, it's early in the morning, but let's see. Which class of people view the Lord as impersonal? Is it pure devotees? Is it those in the mode of goodness? Or is it those in the mode of passion and ignorance? It should be passion and ignorance. Let's see. Let me see the chart. Anyone remember? You can put it in the chat. I see Sachimata Devi has direct messaged me saying C. Anyone else? Shweta Mataji is saying mode of goodness. Anyone else? Anyone else want to try this out? All right, so we have a lot of variety of answers. We have goodness, pure devotees. All right, shall I reveal the answer? The answer is those in the mode of goodness. So if we go back here, it says those in the mode of goodness, they accept the cult of bhakti, and they see the Supreme Brahman as impersonal. And so I was also surprised when I heard this point too, is that those in the mode of goodness, they also view the Lord as impersonal. So I didn't know this. I always thought that impersonalists were bad and personalists were good, but it's just one stepping stone towards realizing the personal form of the Lord. It's a very interesting thing that Srila Prabhupada mentions in this purport. Okay, let's see if you all can get this one. Which class of people view the name of Krishna as the means and not the end? So not the end. Is it A, pure devotees, B, those in the mode of goodness, or C, those in the mode of passion and ignorance? Which class of people view the name of Krishna as the means and not the end? Shweta Mataji is saying pure devotees. So Mataji is the means and not the end. Sachimata Mataji says C. Mritanand Prabhu says B. All right, shall I reveal the answer? Satyama Mataji says A. Okay, all right, so we have so many different answers. The correct answer is B, those in the mode of goodness. So those in the mode of goodness, they view the names of Krishna as a stepping stone to reaching something, to get something, to receive something. But the pure devotees, so it is, they are still chanting, they're still working towards Krishna consciousness, but they do not see it as being the same or equal. Okay, last question, because I know we're running out of time. Which class of people view God as their order supplier? So is it A, pure devotees, B, those in the mode of goodness, or C, those in the mode of passion and ignorance as their order supplier? Amritana Prabhu says passion. Shweta Mataji says LOL. Satimata Mataji says C. Yes, I'm seeing some good answers right now. Satyama Mataji also says C. Very proud of all of you. You all listened very well to this part. So everyone is saying C. So all the devotees are saying C. Haribol, it is C. Those in the mode of passion, they view Krishna as their order supplier. Krishna, I'll do this for you, and you will do this for me, or yes, like that. So this is all I prepared for today. It is 7:01, and I know we like to end on time here. So thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna. If there are any reflections, we can take them now. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much, Surabhi Sundarachala DD. Any questions, reflections? We can take it in Nityam Bhagavata Sevya group. Thank you very much for putting everybody to task by some quiz questions. We'd like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day and weekend ahead. And we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare.
Hare. Ji Narsingo, Jai
Jai
Narsingo,
Narsinga, Jai
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 Narsingo,
Narsinga, Prahlad,
Praladesh,
Pradesh,
Padma Bringam,
Ugravira,
Ugraviram
Mahavishnu,
Mahavishnu, Jwalantam Sarvatokam,
Narsingham,
Narsinga
Bhadram,
Bhisham Bhadram Nityam Nityam
Namamiham.
Namaham.
नरसिंह भगवान की
की
जय।
जय महाराज.
की जय।
जय.
Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha
Vancha
Kalpatarubhyascha
Kripa
Kripa
Sindhu
पतितानां
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Namah.
Namaha. Vaishnavinda
Vaishnava.
की जय।
Jai.
Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam
की जय।
Jai.
Prabhupada
की
की
जय।
Jai.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
और प्रेमानंदे.
हरि 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 बोल। Thank you everybody.
Thank you,
Hari
Sundara.
Om. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare